Okay. Good morning, everybody. Sitting out here on my little porch. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Just taking a few minutes to enjoy the morning before my day gets rolling. Haven't done videos in a long time. Just had so much on me, just too much. Sometimes you gotta let something go for a while. I don't know if I could zoom in. I'm charging my phone back up, so there we go. Let's see. If you can see, that is a china cabinet there that my Aunt Sandra brought over from what was my Nanny Grace's house, my grandmother. That china cabinet belongs to a set that my mom and dad bought way back when I was a kid, and my dad was in the Navy and was stationed up in Rhode Island. Found it at an antique shop, and it's like from 1800s or something, or it's late 1800s, early 1900s. It's like 100 years old, over 100 years old. It's a pretty cute little set. They brought it over here to give to my daughter. It's pretty. I just thought I'd show that. I'm just relaxing right now. I have two pair of glasses on so I can see it close up. This is just for normal looking out. Because I've got that issue with the diabetes with my eyes. It messes with my eyesight. It changes all the time. Drives you crazy. There's my beat up old truck that I drive. Listen to the stillness. Beautiful spirit willow. Love that willow tree. So much chaos and fear and sickness and hardness, pain in this old world right now. Make time to reconnect. Find your peace. No big words of wisdom. I'm like anyone else. We're just trying to make sense of things the best we can. It's crazy times we live in. So, all you can do, people, is do the best you can. And make your choice. Do you want to walk through this life filled with hate and anger or love? It's our choice. No matter what the outside circumstances might be of our lives, we control the inside circumstances. Mostly. You have to remember there are some things that we don't have total control of, such as if you're dealing with a chemical imbalance of the brain type of depression, different types of illness, but by and large, spiritually, we can still make choices. Choose to get on medication if you need to treat it, or if it's not severe enough, find ways to cope, to counteract whatever depression. See, I am still dealing with grieving for my mom. I never stopped grieving for my brother. And I've lost so many people in my life. I held my brother's hand when he died. I remember the night when my Uncle Lonnie down that driveway when he died, and I heard my cousin's daughter screaming her head off, freaking out. And I had to go out, and the ambulance was coming, and I had to wait, get them to go on down the driveway. My Uncle Connie, who died earlier this year, and we're pretty sure he died from the virus. He would have been one of the first ones down in Charleston to have died from it. He had all the symptoms. It was sudden, unexpected. Nobody understood what was going on at that point because nobody had said anything. It was right as all this was kicking off. He had every symptom of it. My grandmother years ago. Just so many people in our family that we've lost. And it's part of life, and it hurts. And you have new births come into the family. People marry, they get divorced, life goes on. I love that willow tree. That willow tree is like a life lesson to me. As we're looking at it, up in this area here, there used to be a huge section of branches going up this way. A couple of years ago, we had an ice storm that broke that part off. It weighed that part down. And it looked pretty rough for the last few years, 2-3 years. And now it's filling back in. And it's beautiful. It's so graceful. You know, that's why I was given my Willow nickname by an Indian shaman decades ago. That shaman told me that in my life, I had already seen many challenges and many more would come. That my life lessons were to learn to bend, to yield, to give. And that's what a willow tree does. The bark of the willow also is a type of aspirin. Indians used to cut off some of the bark whenever they'd have some aches and pains, and they'd chew the bark of the willow tree. That was their aspirin. So it's a very healing tree. It is my absolute favorite tree on earth. I absolutely adore a willow tree. The old timers would use the forked branch of a willow tree to look for water. Dowsing rod. It's a very water-loving plant, a tree. And it would be drawn to water. It was one of the best ones you could use to find water. It's what a lot of the old well diggers used to use. So if you want to do anything to bring together that essence of water and the earth, there you go, right there. It's your willow tree. It's very life-affirming, life-giving. And it's just so graceful. So beautiful. I love all the trees. Trees are my favorite plant. But the willow, #1 for me. And I feel blessed to come out here in the mornings and be able to just commune, so to speak, with my willow. and listen to the birds. My cat Sheba is buried at the foot of that willow tree. She died 1 month after my mama did. She was right at almost 20 years old. I think like a month shy, so. Sweet, precious cat. Love that cat. My prayer for you, my hope for you, is that this day, Wednesday, hump day of the work week, so to speak, that all of you are safe, that your life is filled with love, that there's more light than darkness, and that the love and light in our hearts will overcome the darkness in the world. Maybe that's why we're here. Maybe we're all little candles meant to fire up our little light to beat back the darkness. Could be. Don't know. Just a thought. Isn't that pretty? Nature's just going on. Humans rushing around and having their fusses and fights, but nature just keeps on keeping on, doing her thing. I love you all. I will see you in the next video. Be blessed.